Hello, I'm Jackie. On today's episode of the Proud2Be Here podcast, Mel has interviewed me, which is a bit of a change of pace for us. So stay tuned for some questions to get to know me, and you can check out Mel's episode as well on our YouTube channel.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm joined by the lovely Jackie and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Jackie Fonseca. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a part-time support worker with Proud2Be on the adult side.
Fabulous. Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this today. So I've got a few questions that we're going to go through. So I'm just getting to know a bit about your experience at Proud2Be, and then some fun questions.
Of course. Sounds good.
Yeah, hopefully. So the first one then. So how did you hear about Proud2Be?
I heard about Proud2Be through my partner, who at the time was working for a youth trust organization in Torbay, and they received training from Proud2Be to be more inclusive. She came in and was like, I just had really good training from this organization I had heard about, but I never really got any direct contact with them. And it was our lovely Max, I believe, that went in and did training for the company she was working for. And then I followed them on Instagram because I was like, oh, there's like a queer organization in Devon. That's really cool. So I followed you guys on Instagram, and I would see all the posts that, would come in my feed and be like, oh, that's really nice that they're doing that. Oh, I didn't even realize there was I think it was like a demi awareness week or something along the lines, and I was like, oh, like that's really cool that they're being really inclusive with. It's not just the main alphabet. So I just remember thinking that the alphabet mafia at the time, and then there was a job posting, and I was like, oh, let me look at the job description. What does it entail? And I was doing a social work degree at the time, and the job description that I read from Proud2Be aligned so much with what I actually wanted to do with the degree that I was doing. And I just went for it, to be honest. I didn't actually think I would get it. I thought it would be a really good interviewing process and seeing what questions would be asked. And yeah, so now one of the people that interviewed me is one of my closest friends. So yeah, I'm happy I went for it.
Good. So are we. Very much so. So how long have you been working with Proud2Be?
A little over a year.
Has it really been a year? Wow.
It's been a little over a year, yeah. So it was May of last year, May 5th of last year, I remember. And yeah, I can't believe it's been a year, but
some ways it feels like longer.
Yeah.
As in, because we've got
you're tired of me already. Is that what it is?
Wow. No, believe me, I haven't told you about it. No, it's just that, like sometimes when someone comes and like a year, it's like, oh God, that's... But because you've fitted in.
Yeah.
And it just seems like in many ways a bit longer than a year.
It does feel like I've known you longer, yeah. But I think it's because we have a good relationship, I think, or at least I hope we do. And love your grandkids, and anytime you guys come to like a family social and stuff, I'm like, oh, and even like a good day has gotten even better. And so I hope that you feel that. So
I've got a feeling they're more popular than me. I'm going to have to start bringing them along, I think. Thank you. So what keeps you coming back, apart from, this is like your job, but what keeps you working here? What keeps you wanting to work here?
I would say that the impact that it has on the community itself. Yeah. I always say this because it's true. I'm from New York, and as you know, I love talking about being from New York, but I've met more people who are queer here.
Wow.
Than I met ever in New York. And I think it's because I've sought out this community here, because it's a smaller country, and I'm away from a lot of what I grew up with and a lot of my close people that I still have in New York. But the sense of community is amazing, and I don't feel like I just work here. I feel like I'm a part of the community. Yeah. So I think that is the biggest thing that keeps me coming back is a bit of familiarity, because I don't have many people in this country, but now I do. So.
But now you do.
But now I do, yeah.
Thank you. Right, so now we're going to do a little bit of this or that, would you rather? And some of these I've taken from some that we do at youth group, so good luck, Jackie. So, opposite, this or that, would you rather? So, because you said you're from New York, we've got spring or fall.
Oh, fall. Yeah. So the best part of being from New York is the fact that we have amazing autumns.
No, you can say fall. This is your space.
But yeah, like there's apple orchards everywhere. You know, like Halloween in the fall in New York is perfect as well because it's not too cold, it's not too hot. Here, you have no idea what you're getting.
Well, that's all year round.
You have no idea what you're getting here ever. But like, let's say like an early October evening, bonfire, you know, our version of like a hot apple cider, apple pie, very American, but yeah, just
it could also be very Northern British, to be fair, apple pie.
Well, there you go then.
Anything pie, to be honest.
Yeah, anything pie. Fall in New York is probably my favorite just time of the year. It's an undescribable feeling. You kind of just have to go to be able to.
I've never been, but I think I would really like to experience.
I think you would like it because like when people hear New York, they think, oh, it's the city, and it's the New York state is huge. It's almost the same size as England as a country,
right? And
that's just one state. And upstate New York is you'd love because it's very much. We have the Adirondacks there. We have Lake George. Like it's for people who like outdoorsy things.
Yeah, rather than cities. That
is. And I just that's part of the reason I love New York so much is because you get both with it,
right?
And you get the contrast, and a bit of it touches water as well. So you have some beaches, and it's kind of like the perfect place on earth.
Combination. Not that you're slightly biased at that. I'm sure there's many other wonderful.
Listen, I live here, don't I? So you know, like you can't. New York doesn't have it all, but it has most.
It has most. It'd be nice to experience. Thank you, Jackie. Right now I know you also have another job, don't you?
Yes, I do.
and what is your other job? What do you do at your other job?
I am a duty manager at one of the restaurants in Torbay. I love it.
So this question is fancy restaurant, or as we like to call them, greasy spoons.
See, I work at a nice restaurant. I'll say I wouldn't say it's fancy. I would say it's nice, and it's one of the nicer ones in the Bay, and I love it. I also love that both jobs kind of have me interacting with people all the time. I feel like I'm just really good at that, and I just had to zone in on the two jobs that I could do comfortably, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say greasy spoon though, because it's
a greasy spoon.
A greasy spoon. I love a greasy spoon. I love a greasy spoon because it's, to me, it feels more like a smaller affair.
Yeah.
And it feels more like how I view it is someone had a dream to open this place up and did it.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that's what happened. I hope that it wasn't like passed down begrudgingly to them or something, but I feel like you can tell in those places. So like some places have really not that much to work with, but they really capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And I really like to go to those places.
Yeah.
And then there are some places where you can tell like they just don't care, and then I would avoid those places. I feel like it's still, there's just two versions of a greasy spoon.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So the more like personalised, intimate, passionate someone likes doing, rather than just having to. So it's a difference between someone that can cook a fried egg without that grozzly bit underneath and no snotty bit on the top.
Absolutely.
And can cook it absolutely perfect. Takes the time.
Absolutely.
Got you. Like that. Now you've already said the New York.
Yeah.
So we've got American football or... I've got down here proper football, but let's call it soccer. So American football or soccer?
Soccer.
Because I know that you're a big soccer fan.
I am a big soccer fan. To be fair to me, I do call it football here, but it is because I'm also Brazilian, very proudly so. I was born in Brazil when I was 3. And I went to the States when I was... Sorry, I was born when I was 3.
I was going to pick that up. I was like...
No. Sorry. I was born in Brazil, and then I went to the States when I was 3.
Right.
And so my Brazilian identity is very much there all the time. And yeah, like proper football is football to me, and I grew up playing it. I grew up watching it. Women's football is extremely inclusive. Whenever my partner and I go back to visit America, we always go to a league game there, and it's always full of these flags in the stands.
Really?
Oh, every game, not just pride events and things like that. It's every game that you see some type of queer representation in the stadium. Women's football is very inclusive, and it's definitely one of my passions because of how much it's changed. It's changed a lot in this country. I've seen in the last almost 4 years.
Women's,
almost 4 years that I've been here, and the transformation is amazing, and I love it. Lionesses, I'll root for them anytime except for when America's playing. And that's the beauty of being me, is I can root for multiple people. So Olympics is happening right now. I'm rooting for Brazil. I'm rooting for America. The UK did not make it into this tournament, but it'll still be a fun tournament. And football. I can talk about football for 5 hours.
Can we tell how much you like football?
I can talk about it for 5 hours straight. No breaks, nothing. So, yeah.
Okay, fab. So now we've got 4 would you rathers, which I use in the youth group, some of them. So now, one thing that I think would be fair to tell people is I picked Jackie up this morning and gave Jackie a lift in. Jackie, I'm always on time, and that's I cannot abide being late, and Jackie's well aware of this.
Very aware.
And makes specific effort for me to be there.
Yeah.
So the first question, would you rather always be late but be prepared, or always be on time but not prepared?
I would have to be late and prepared, because I feel like that's just how I live my life generally. I am, most of the time, I am late, but prepared, I would say, in my defense. Most of the time, I'm about 6 or 7 minutes late, because I time myself. I don't like being late, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I have time. I'm up and I have time. And then it's 5 minutes later, and I'm like, I haven't done any of the things I was supposed to do in the last 5 minutes. And I'm not going to blame the ADHD, but I would say it's a contributing factor. Sometimes I'm getting ready.
On the flip side of that, though, some people, not all people, but some people with ADHD are aware that their timekeeping is not perfect, so they do the opposite.
Right.
So I think there's some people that are like really early.
I'm hyper aware
because they're so paranoid about being late, and some people that desperately want to, but just don't. Yeah.
So it's a bit of both. It's like and Louise, my partner, will be able to attest to this. I'm getting ready, and I'm up, and I'm doing stuff. It's not like I've completely passed out and I don't have any worry in the world.
Yeah.
It's not that.
No.
It's the fact that I'm up and ready, and I double check, and I guess if I'm missing something, if I forgot to do something. And then it's the opposite of, I'm about to leave, and then I see my dog, and I'm like, my baby! And I go, and I'm like, and you're so cute, and I love you, and you be good to your mommy. And it's like, and that, it's 4 minutes later, and then I hear the bus going, and I'm like, no! So I'm up and getting, I'm like, I'm a bit frantic, I would say, when I'm getting ready to go.
Fair enough.
So,
well, I do really appreciate the extra effort this morning.
you said 10 a.m.? I was there at 9:55.
And what time was I there?
10.
Bang on the
Bang on 10. I don't know how you do it. And to be fair, it was 10:50. It was 9:59, and I was like, "Is Mel gonna be late today?"
Not a chance.
She was not late.
I purely think that the only reason why I am so on time and specific is purely because having 4 kids and 8 grandkids.
Yeah, that's
it would
fair.
go wrong. Yeah. So liquid soap versus expired milk. Oh, I don't like milk anyway, expired, so
put the fairy liquid in front of me right now.
Yeah, you're the same.
There's not a chance in hell I would chug or drink a sip of expired milk. Absolutely.
You can't get it so far even.
No. Right. I'd fart bubbles for 5 weeks. I don't care, but absolutely not. I can't even smell expired milk. I gag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I'll get you on that one. Oh, I love this one. So, would you rather have an elephant-sized hamster, or, which could be awesome as well, a hamster Sized elephant.
Elephant.
But
elephant all the way. I hate rats. Anything rats, gross.
It's a hamster.
It's a rat.
Well, rats are lovely as well.
No, they're not. Not if you're from New York and you know what they can turn into.
What, bigger rats?
Huge. Mel, you don't understand. You don't get it. They're not only. I think here. I'll try to paint the picture. Rats to us is kind of like seagulls to people in the Bay.
I love seagulls, but okay, I get you.
But most people in the Bay hate seagulls
because they pinch your chips.
Yeah, well, don't touch my food. Absolutely.
Well, they don't touch my food. Believe me, that's why I don't hate them.
I try really hard. Louise tried to warn me about the seagulls. I didn't know that they were going to be this bad.
Oh, one time they're hungry.
Flew into my head.
Oh yeah.
Like pecked me and used their feet to kick my head.
Their claws are quite,
Yeah, and tried to get... They did not steal my croissant, exactly. I would say, but it still hurt. I was still eating my croissant like this, I
think it's passed down through generations of seagulls not to attack me. The one with the pink hair, they know to avoid. Absolutely. Absolutely. But then I think if I was a seagull and I was hungry, right... No, you've got chips, pasties, ice creams with people on holiday not paying it.
That's true. Survival of the fittest. Yeah.
So you want a very small elephant?
Very small
that
elephant.
Would be cute.
Yeah. Imagine the little noise the trunk would make. Crying out with a little.
I'd end up losing it. I think it'd be crying out from me because I've sat on it on the sofa or something. Right, moving on. Last one. So, would you rather snitch on your best friend for a crime they committed or go to jail for the crime yourself?
Put me in jail.
Yeah?
Right away.
Doesn't matter what crime they've done?
She didn't do it, so.
I mean, I love my mates, but...
No, she didn't do it. I did it. Put me in jail. I would do anything for that girl. Anything.
I get bored in jail, though. Would you not get bored?
No, because I know she'd visit me.
I know.
She would definitely visit me, and she would, she would try to get me out to prove that I didn't do it. But
regardless of the crime.
Regardless of the crime, I would be like, "Yep, that was me."
Oh, you're such a nice person.
She'd call me.
I hope my friends don't see this.
No. To be fair, she doesn't have to see this for her to know my answer. I guarantee you. And I know that she would do the same.
Man, just suppose I'm lucky because my friends are all middle-aged like me, and the most exciting thing we do is go through a red light. Not that we have done, but
I mean, to be fair, we're both very we're homebodies as well, and I feel like that's part of the reason why we get on is we're very similar in a lot of ways. We call each other our soulmates and platonic soulmates, which doesn't bother my partner at all because she gets it. Yeah. And I feel like if you saw us together, you'd understand.
Yeah, my wife's the same with me.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, put me in jail. She's not going to jail. She didn't commit the crime. I did.
I love my friends, but no, I've got way too much to be doing to be going to jail. I can't do. Right, thank you very much, Jackie.
Thank you.
What an insight that's been. Thank you very much. Well done if you've made it to the end here. Yeah. And tune in for the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.